I thought I would come on and I would talk about my horse riding journey. I've been riding for 3 years now, and I've just had a proper mind like blank because I was like, oh my god, was it actually 3 years? But it is, because it was January the 7th, 2023, and it's now January 2026. So 2023, 24, 25, 3 years. But that second year, I feel a bit of a blur. I can't really remember what happened. Anyways, I'm going to talk about my journey, and I'm in the car again. I just feel like I like filming these videos in the car, because if I go back into the house, then I have to do house stuff, and we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about horses. Anyways, my journey, I feel like, is not quite like your everyday horse riding journey. I feel like nobody really has many problems, I feel, or at least everybody just seems as if they sort of like start horse riding and then just start jumping straight away. That's how I take it. Like, everything seems smooth sailing. Whereas me, I feel as if like I'm proper stuck at the moment, and I know I overthink everything, which is not something that helps. But I have only recently, 3 years in, actually got my confidence horse riding. I feel like now I'm actually able to grow and become confident and trust myself a little bit more. I feel like that is here now. But the problem is, with it being so long, I've actually built up some really bad habits and things that just aren't quite right, which is hard 3 years on to then fix. It's really difficult to figure it out. So a little bit about my journey is I fell off very, very early, within 2 months. And I would say within 3 times of sitting on the horse, because I was having lessons every other week. I fell off very, very early. And that put so much fear into me. It made me so tense. It made me overthink everything. I just didn't want to fall again because it hurt. And I think us sometimes as adults can overthink things, and we don't want these things to happen. It's like, oh my god, what if we have too many responsibilities to be falling off? And yes, it took a massive pause, and I feel like it took a year and a half to even think about getting over that. And it was weird because like I couldn't get over the fact that I fell off trying to canter a horse, and it stuck with me. And it was only last summer when I stopped telling people that I fell off the first time cantering a horse. I felt as if it was something that they needed to be aware of, because I didn't want to do it again. I didn't want to hurt myself, and I needed them to tell me that I would be fine. So it took me a year and a half after that for me to even stop thinking about that at all. Anyways, so that happened. So then for the first year, I did end up having a lone horse with an instructor, and that horse it wasn't right for me in that moment, because I was just too scared. It was an ex-race horse, and it was spooky, and it wasn't right. Things was happening with personal, and it wasn't the right time. Then year two, I feel like it was a bit of a blur. Year two, I can't really remember much that happened. I feel like I would have got married in year two, so that means like that would have took a good chunk of the year out, because I know I stopped a little bit beforehand because I didn't want to hurt myself and be sore for my honeymoon and stuff. So I can't really remember much about that, but that was all a bit of a blur, and I don't think I took it as seriously. And I feel like I still went maybe as often, but not that much. And I think I struggled to find a school in year two, from what I remember. I was looking for a school. I managed to find a school. I think it was like October. It was like late in the second year. Yes, that's how it went. So it was late in the second year. I found a school that I really enjoyed. An instructor that I really enjoyed, and she was really helped me trust myself and gain trust and gain confidence. All that was helping. But some issues happened with that instructor, and she didn't work there anymore, basically. So then they had loads of different instructors coming in and out, and that's not ideal, because I feel like if you can't have an instructor, you're starting from scratch every single time whenever that happens, especially if you're having like confidence issues. You've got to explain yourself, you've got to then start again, build your confidence, build your trust in these people. Like, it's hard to trust instructors sometimes. It takes a minute because you're sort of putting your life and trust into these people. And it's like you've got to trust that they are going to keep you safe, especially if you had a massive fall at the start, because an instructor. Anyways, so yes, then the year 3 came about, and there was a horse coming off for loan at this school, and I love this school. I'm gutted that what happened in this school, and I did talk about it in one of my last videos. And just it's hard horse riding because you find trust and you find situations, and then things just change overnight if you don't own, and it's hard because you've then got to build up all that confidence again, build up all that trust again. And people say like the more horses you're on, the more confidence you'll get, and yes, I would agree with that in a way. 100%, it's helped me grow in my confidence, but I don't think it's helped me grow as a horse rider, because I'm constantly needing to adapt to different horses, and I don't think that can help, because horses ride so differently, and you need to be able to know what works for that horse. Because there's some horses that just refuse to go into canter, and if I don't find the button, then it's not going to work. So yeah, that didn't help. So I found that horse, and then it all fell through for a video that I've already spoken about. And then year 3 was definitely where I found my trust and confidence in the fact that I could do it. I went back to an old yard, and I actually went back to one of the old schools where this instructor made me canter when I wasn't ready, and she taught me again, and I think that really helped actually. And typically with her on that lesson, this horse actually bolted as well, and I'm like, oh my god, it just does not go right. But yes, this is just a video to say, basically, long story short, is I get you if you're struggling. I get you if you feel like it's taking you years and other people 5 minutes. It's really tough mentally because you feel as if you should be better, but you're not, and you'll get there eventually. And I think the more pressure you put on yourself, the worse it gets. Because the more pressure I put on me, and then just becomes stiffer, and then it doesn't work anyway. So yes, that is my little update, I guess. But if you are struggling, just know we all have our own struggles, and we're all on our own little journeys as well, and it just takes a moment to all understand what it is that needs to be done. And yeah, the issue that I'm at right now, I was saying that I have created bad habits. If you have any tips, that would be wonderful. But the bad habit that I have is going into the canter trot transition is I've always thought you must have to just sit the trot, yeah, in order to then tell the horse to go. But that's not necessarily true. I'm going to try a couple of other things and see if I fix it. Because I think when I sit the trot, I try and sit really heavy in the saddle, and that's not working, because then the horse is just stopping. So it's how do I sit deep but also pushing the horse forward? That's sort of where I'm at, is finding that button. I can canter, I can trot, I just can't seem to do the bit in the middle. So yeah, any tips and tricks would be wonderful. But I'm gonna love yous and leave yous. Get some housework done, I guess, and probably go inside my warm house. But yeah, have a lovely day, and I will see you next week.